What if the part of your life that feels the most invisible is actually the most important? I didn't expect a video game to make me think about that, but here we are. I recently started playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and pretty quickly, something stood out to me. Not the combat, not the graphics, not even the setting, which, by the way, is stunning. It was the two main characters, Naoe and Yasuke, because the way they move through the world couldn't be more different. Naoe moves in silence. She stays hidden, patient, precise. You're watching her and thinking, did anyone even see that? Meanwhile, she already finished the mission 10 minutes ago and went home. And then there's Yasuke. He doesn't hide at all. Blending in just isn't an option for him. He walks straight into situations. Strong, direct, very visible. You feel it when you play him. There's no hiding mistakes. If Naoe is a whisper, Yasuke is a statement. And as I was playing, I started noticing something. These aren't just two different characters. They represent two completely different ways of moving through the world. And if I'm being honest, this is something a lot of us wrestle with. Because it's easy to look at someone else's life and think, yo, why does their path look like that? And mine doesn't? Why are they visible while I feel hidden? Why does their life look like it's moving forward while mine feels quiet or even unnoticed? But these two characters challenge that thinking, because neither of them is wrong. They're just different. Naoe's path is quiet. It's the kind of path where you're moving, but nobody sees it. Progress is happening, but there's no announcement, no highlight reel. And honestly, that can feel frustrating, because we live in a world where if something isn't visible, it almost feels like it doesn't count. Like, if it's not posted, it didn't happen. If no one clapped, did it matter? But the Bible pushes back on that idea directly. In Matthew 6:4, it says, "Your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you." So even when no one else sees it, God does. And not only does he see it, he says it matters. That quiet season you're in, it's not invisible to him. But then you look at Yasuke. His path is the opposite. Everything is visible. There's pressure, expectation, responsibility that people can actually see and form opinions about. And that comes with its own weight, because being seen sounds great until you realize it also means being watched, judged, expected to get it right every time. We don't always think about that when we're looking at someone else's visible season. We see the exposure, we don't see the cost. The Bible speaks to this in 1 Corinthians 12:4. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit, different paths, same source. One person's gift looks like quiet faithfulness, another's looks like bold leadership in front of everyone. Neither is more spiritual, neither is more valuable. They just look different on the outside, and this is where it gets deeper. In 1 Samuel 16:7, it says, "People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." We are wired to evaluate by what we can see. That's just human, but God is operating on a completely different metric. He is not watching your highlight reel. He's watching who you're becoming, the quiet decisions, the unseen faithfulness, the growth that hasn't been announced yet. Just because no one sees it doesn't mean God isn't building it. So here's the real takeaway. It's not about deciding which path is better, quiet or visible, hidden or seen. It's about recognizing which one you're actually in right now, because a lot of our frustration comes from trying to live in someone else's path, forcing visibility in a season that calls for stillness, or hiding in a season that's asking you to step forward. Both feel uncomfortable. And honestly, that discomfort might be part of the process. Growth rarely announces itself before it happens. So if your life feels quiet right now, that doesn't mean nothing is happening. It might mean something important is being built in a place people can't see yet. And if your life feels visible and heavy, that doesn't mean you're off track. It might mean you've been trusted with something that required you to be ready first. A different pressure, same purpose, because God doesn't call everyone to move the same way, but He does call everyone with intention. So instead of asking, why doesn't my life look like theirs? Try asking, what is God building in me right now, in this path, at this pace? That question changes everything. Different paths don't mean different value, they just mean God is working in more than one way.